Discussion Episode 2, Season 1, and today's topic is the epidemic of teen underage use of vaping and smoking. And just so you guys know, this is live streamed on Twitch before it is put onto YouTube, and I try to get everything right the first time, so there is usually bare minimum editing, trying to show my skill as perfectionist the first time around. We're trying to perfect the skill itself. But besides that point, just wanted to put that out there so you guys know this is a stream, so you will hear other people get involved in the discussion throughout the stream. Today I'm with a special guest. Babe.
Oh, hi.
She does not have a Twitch channel, but she does have a YouTube channel if you want to shout that out.
Haley Dryer.
So.
I am sick.
I'm a little bit under the weather, but I don't think I'm sick. I think I just have a small head cold.
I have whatever you gave me.
I don't know I don't have anything. I wasn't that bad. I was just coughing and yeah, that's it.
Yeah, but my immune system's so bad, I get it worse.
I'm sorry.
That's why.
So I'm just going to start off this topic with drinking because I feel like that is where to start this topic. So underage drinking, where do we start? So to be honest, for one, is actually not that easy for teens to get drinking, unless like products like alcohol, like they would have to either steal it or know someone 21 or older. And to be honest, when I was in school, I didn't really, not a lot of people no one really got caught with alcohol. I didn't even know anyone who brought alcohol to school. Maybe once in a blue moon.
My mom and dad did.
That's more of their time. Like, our time, our gen, we don't really, we're not big alcoholics, I would say. Like,
What the hell is this?
it's a portal. But
From where?
it's, I don't know where it's from, but we're in Egypt, and we gotta plant fucking, this down. Yeah, I think it's because you can have multiple objectives in certain runs. I forget how to do that. But to continue on with the content, so pretty much to continue, I don't think there's that big a problem with the drinking epidemic.
I can only plant one flower. I'm out of everything.
At least not in my area. I don't think there's a big... I know in Australia they really drink. I know down there they're big drinkers, but that's been going on for generations. Mainly this discussion revolves around the academic that's going on with teen underage usage in schools and public areas, and of course at home and stuff. You know, it's all of it as a whole. I'm not just covering the academic. I'm not just covering the academic for school and stuff like that. It's all over. Overall, all three of the categories that are most labeled. I'm not going to include hard drugs in this academic because that's really not one of the things that, like, there's been a decline in teen drug use throughout the years. Weed doesn't really count as a drug for me, so I'm not going to count that as a drug, and that's its own weed has its own category, but the hard drugs we're not really going to cover because I just don't feel a reason, especially in my area. I don't hear too much about people using it. Trying it, it's a different story. I will say the access to drugs is very high. Teens can access drugs very easily. It's the same thing with weed. You just got to know somebody. And usually if you know someone who smokes weed, they know somebody who smokes crack. It's just that simple. Just as how it works.
Is it just us?
Yes, it's just us.
Why just us?
I don't know. It didn't match us up with anybody. But to get back on the top of alcohol is a very dangerous thing, I feel, for teens to have. But I feel like the law they have in place where you have to be 16 or older, where parents sent in their home to do it, I feel like that's fine. But bringing it to school or in the public, alcohol is just not a good time for any teenager being older. They're either getting slumped out in their bed or they're going out and dancing on a cop car and causing some type of reckless destruction. It's just, alcohol just has something to it that causes you to do very dumb things and should be properly used and acquired by 21 or older people. I do fully agree with all the laws with alcohol.
Did you not plant anything in the pots?
No, because I have guns. So why would I? I can. I just don't have a lot. And I haven't opened up any of the packs. So I just don't have a lot of plants. I kind of save them for when I need them.
Oh, is that how you get them?
Yeah, you have to open up the packs.
Out of them.
Yeah, just so you guys know, this is Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2 gameplay we'll be using for this weekly discussion. And you will hear us talk about the game here and there in every single discussion. There will always be some game talk while playing the game because it's a commentary over a game. But to continue, alcohol I really don't feel like even should be included in the epidemic. I feel like it should be just be touched on and told to stay away from until 21 or with a parent's consent, with a parent around. And I recommend if you are drinking in a group of underage people, at least have one sober person. because there has to be a babysitter. Something's bound to happen bad. Like, my friends fell out windows, and we have had fights and been arrested because of alcohol. Like, I'm just saying it's not really part of this conversation as much as the other things, because at least in my school, like, they wouldn't let us have already opened bottles through the door, I remember, in middle school, because apparently they put alcohol in it. But I've never seen a kid get caught with alcohol, and I'm talking throughout middle school and high school, I've never seen one kid get caught with alcohol or even tell me he's drinking.
It'd be nice if I could kill some things.
Sorry. There's 2 more things alive. They're shooting right here. But the next thing we're getting into, I'm going to say vaping for last, I feel like that's the worst. But we're going to now talk about, like, cigarettes. Cigarettes, yes, I knew a lot of kids in high school who smokes. Oh, wait.
I hate cigarettes.
But, babe, how you feel about the drinking and the academic and school and all that stuff? How you feel about alcohol?
I don't know. I feel like no one really drinks in my school. I mean, people drink, but like no one brings it to school. I feel like.
Yeah, it's like same scenario as me. But like age restriction wise, the restrictions they have on anything I feel need to be taken off at it, or is it good how it is? Like, you know.
I feel like it's good as it is, to be honest. Like, I don't really like. My friends really fucking drink like that. Like, I've never seen my friends like drunk off their fucking asses. Oh, this bitch.
And just so you know, I feel like it was also very good to have her as a guest, just in case anybody asks why did you, just in case, because people do ask why I choose certain guests for certain content. She's around the same age as me and basically is going through the same epidemic as me, so she's seen it firsthand just like I have, so I feel like that's why.
The fuck is shooting at me?
But to continue on with the content, cigarettes now, I'm going to touch on cigarettes. So cigarettes, I knew very few people who smoked in school bathrooms.
That purple thingy?
What do you mean?
The purple thingy over there?
I don't know. Shoot it. But I knew very few kids in my school who smoked cigarettes, but none of them ever got caught. Like, I don't feel like cigarettes are nearly as bad as vaping.
I'm dying.
You're fine. Like, cigarettes are just more natural. I feel like they're less deadly. Like, I feel like they just have more long-term effects. And if you're gonna smoke, like, you already know you're putting yourself at risk and putting shit in your body. So if you're smoking or drinking anything, you shouldn't expect to have a fully healthy body. Like, you're putting stuff in there that's harmful.
Hey babe, can you give me some of your powers? That's 68.
But to continue, basically, cigarettes weren't really a problem. Like, I knew a lot of people in high school who smoked them, and no one ever really got caught. People brought them, but never really got caught. And I feel like cigarettes, no one really wants to smoke. You get called gross for smoking them. They call them bogeys now, and they call you gross for smoking cigarettes and nasty. Like, it's very hated on. And it's also...
Yeah, and you can't really smoke them in the school if you're trying.
Well, I did. I just didn't give a fuck. If you're gonna smoke cigarettes at school, you obviously just don't give a fuck. Like, if you do, if you go in the bathroom, you got a 99.9% chance of getting caught. I just got lucky. I got very lucky. I smoked cigarettes on the bus, school.
Don't fucking touch my boyfriend, bitch.
Like, I smoked cigarettes in the middle of class before.
What the fuck is shooting at
And
me?
how I did not get caught, I don't know. But I always smelled like cigarettes, so I think like that's the best cover up for me. Is because I always smelled like cigarettes going to school, and I know you did too.
That's what's shooting at me.
Babe, I know you smell like cigarettes all the time getting to school. You know, you put perfume on.
Yeah, because there's no one in my house.
Yeah, I always smell like cigarettes, and that's also because...
I'm gonna die.
Not just because I smoked before and during school, it's also because whoever was at the bus stop usually I was near people who were smoking cigarettes at the bus stop, because I said everyone used to call everyone gross and shit. It wasn't much judgment on my bus, it was more in the actual school where most of judgment for smoking cigarettes came from. But people are so judged, and this generation's so sensitive and shit, so getting judged is like a really big deal. So not a lot of teens smoke cigarettes, and I feel like that's the least problem of the academic, to be honest. It's the vapes. But to continue with cigarettes, like I think like the restrictions are a little dumb. I think it should be 18 and older, because I feel once you're 18, you're an adult, you're working, you're out of school, you're paying bills.
Yeah.
It's your choice. Like, and they just strip us of that right. And me being, you know, underage myself.
I have to be 21.
Yeah, I can still get cigarettes.
Oh,
Won't label my sources, but I can still get cigarettes. It's just that cigarettes are easy to get and they're easy to steal. About, I think I haven't looked it up, but I'm guessing about 70% of our population smokes.
The boss is hard.
It's
Sorry.
the mid-wave, so probably not. But, like,
I keep like cutting you off.
I just don't feel like cigarettes are that as big of a problem. Like, as I said with alcohol, it's more about, like, when you get cigarettes, they don't really cause anything but bad moods if you have withdrawal. So, cigarettes, I feel, are, like, the worst.
Fuck.
Not the worst, one of the least issues. And, you know, I feel like I'd rather see my kids smoke a cigarette than drink alcohol. Like, alcohol damages your liver at a way faster rate, and if you're an everyday drinker and alcoholic, it's just way heavier. And with school, not a lot of people bring cigarettes to school because, of course, you have to light them. You have to have a lighter.
Oh, that was you.
You have to have fire. And also, besides having to have fire, they're just a pain in the ass to cover up and clean up and hide. You gotta ash, you know.
What the fuck am I gonna
And also,
do that?
dip was actually a problem. Dip was a big problem in my school because dip was the easiest out of all nicotine products to hide. So, like, dip,
I'm gonna die.
chew, any of that stuff was really, like, easy to hide. So dip was a problem. I feel like that's also one of the biggest problems. A dip is not, it may not be damaging your lungs, but it's fucking up your teeth and your gums, and it's just nasty. Like, I did dip for a little bit because it was easy to hide, and it's just nasty. You spit in a bottle every 2 seconds, and it's just nasty. But dip was one of the big problems. So talking about tobacco products as a whole, dip is like vaping is like second. Like, vaping's first, and then it's dip, because those are like, vaping's easier concealable because you have disposables that you can throw out and not give a fuck about. You can throw them out and not give a fuck about them. They're easier to get away with. But dipping definitely feeds into academic because it's easy to hide and it's a tobacco product. And it gives a strong-ass nick fix because it's direct contact to, like, your bloodstream. But now let's talk about weed. Now I'm going to get into weed. So weed, I'm going to say right now, is not a drug in my opinion. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. It has helped more than it's damaged lives. And as not even talking...
I feel like you have to have a good mindset, though, to smoke it.
Like, yeah, if you're depressed, it's not... Because weed causes you to think. So if you're depressed and you're thinking very depressedly, weed can lead to make you think more suicidal because you're thinking more. And also, it helps you... weed helps you focus. But, like, the thing is, if you before you smoke, if you're really depressed and you're smoking to forget, if you think about something else, as soon as you smoke, you'll hyperfixate on that, and it'll clear your mind. So, yes, but, see, weed's not even a gateway drug, and that's one thing I want to say right now. This includes the academic. They're scientists, zombies. But I want to say right now, school, stop telling people weed is a gateway drug. Weed is a way out drug. I will for speaking from me and any other recovering addicts who are recovering off of harder substances, if it wasn't for weed, we would still be doing hard drugs. So that's the first thing. This does include talk about the academic, because school has said weed is a gateway drug to harder drugs. No, it's not. Weed is such an intense high because how strong it can get that it can actually cover up the fix of other substances. We can actually get, like, this is all from experience, but we can get as strong as a Xanax high. And I think and let me just put it this way, school, I think you'd rather see your students smoking a blunt of weed than doing a fucking bar of Xanax that literally can lead them to a lifelong addiction and kill them even faster than cigarettes and alcohol combined. Xanax is an extremely addictive drug, and a lot of Xanax users, heroin users, and users of many of the drug trades of downers, psychedelics, and, you know, hyperactives and shit. And, you know, just narcotics in general, weed is definitely a way out. It helps people. It also does help with cancer. It eliminates cancer cells. So while you're smoking it, those cancer cells you're actually eliminating over time. They're not building up like temp files on your computer. So to tell you the truth, weed has a lot more perks. And to be honest, I feel you should be allowed to smoke weed at school. Give it its own area like they used to give cigarettes. Like, weed, people can get high, shouldn't function. Now, if you can't function properly and you act like a dumbass, yeah, that's when you tell people, no, you can't do it. But if you know how, as Haley even said, if you have a great mindset, and yeah, it should be fine. Like, you should be allowed to smoke wherever you please. Like, it's not anything like alcohol. It only one to now I would say that if you're not acting right, the school can write you up for not being mature about smoking it. And, it could cause a lot of nurse office for new smokers, people who that do not have a tolerance like I do, where they can smoke and basically be a normal human being and you won't even notice they're high. But, like, you do some dumb things on weed, I will admit. But to tell you the truth, I think weed is the least lethal out of everything on this list of the academic, including all tobacco products and alcohols. Weed is definitely, like, the actual safest. It actually helps with a lot more than it damages. The only losses to weed, even though it makes you think harder, you do acquire memory loss and those types of memory issues, like over smoking a long duration. Now, smoking under the age of 21, yes, can damage your brain in certain ways. It will actually fuck up some of your sensors. I've done research, and yes, it will. But the thing is, I'd rather see as I said, at school, and if I was a parent, I'd rather see my kids smoking weed than drinking or smoking anything else. Because I'm not going to yell at them. I did the same shit. I've been smoking for a long time, and weed helped. Besides the support of her and weed, I would never quit Xanax. Yeah, it took a lot of support from my friends and from Haley, but weed definitely was a big factor. When I started smoking weed, I forgot about, that I was addicted to Xans. I ain't craved them. But to tell the truth, weed's the least thing. Like, I can understand schools if you don't want people reeking like it, but that's why I say if you put restrictions to where it has to be in a certain type of container, there's a certain area to do it, I feel like it wouldn't be a problem. It would actually keep kids in classes, because a lot of kids smoke weed to concentrate in class and also to relax and calm down. It does not just help with ADHD, it helps with many other things, and I believe there should be no age restriction. If you really want to put an age restriction, I believe it should be 16. But the thing is, they should also say it's at your own risk. That's the other thing. It is at your own risk. And that's with all of these things. Alcohol, weed does have some damages, but I feel like the effects are very minor compared to the effects of a lot of other things you could put into your body to relax yourself and calm your anxiety. So, but just to say, I think weed should be legal 100%. 16 or older, at least 16 or older if they're going to put a restriction on it. But I don't even think there should be a restriction. I think weed's more of a help. It's a way to get out of hard drugs. It's a way to actually relax your body and your anxiety and help you concentrate without taking a steroid or something.
What are you doing?
I was healing. I was shooting a beam. That was healing me too. So come here. There's your health.
Oh.
Gotta heal up real quick for this next wave. It's wave 9. But to continue this time, babe, how do you feel about, like, weed, like, not just, like you said, like, the mental state thing, but, like, how do you feel if it's dangerous, or how you feel about being in school and shit, like, that kind of shit.
What the fuck was that shit?
Rockets. Builders. Did you hear?
I'm not quick for this.
Oh, this weekly discussion will have a lot of game element, because we are definitely playing something that's going to make us conversate about, but... Babe, how you feel about weed being...
Oh, I'm dying. I'm low-key dying.
Don't worry about it. I'm watching your health. You don't have to tell me each time, but... How do you feel about it? Being in school, age restrictions...
Okay. I gotta go over here. I'm dropping this so I can level up. I meant level up. Health up. I don't know, I feel like as long as, like, you have a good mindset and, like, you're, like, 16 plus, like, I feel like you should be smoking weed at, like, 14 years old.
Well, how would you feel if people at their own area smoke it at school?
I won't be in that area.
Yeah, like, it will, of course, be outside area because of the smell of weed.
I mean, I guess. I feel like it's not a drug.
I feel like there would be a lot...
I just hate the smell of it.
I feel like there would be a lot less problems at school if people were allowed to smoke weed. Like, even with the exception of not being able to smoke nicotine, I feel like even letting them just smoke weed and not nicotine would be way more of a compromise for about most of the people in there. It's just the nic addicts ain't gonna be happy. But even though, since weed will be allowed, they could just bring what's it called, THC, this refillable pod system and just put nicotine in it instead. But at that point, you're really gonna even say anything, like, not to be a dick, you're not even gonna notice, because I don't think any teacher, unless the teacher's a pothead themselves, is gonna be in that area. Like, they might have a police officer watching, but they're really gonna point something out about a fucking THC stick that probably, Like, I feel like there will be a restriction on products and shit that was allowed. Like, they would say you only can have this brand, or you have to have this type of medical bag, or, you know, there definitely have to be some dispensary work too. But I just feel like the crime rates and everything would be a lot lowered if kids were allowed to smoke a weed. And I feel there'd be a lot less fights, because instead of fighting someone, go smoke a blunt. Like, you would solve so many issues.
Oh, thank you for healing me. Oh wait, who the hell is
Someone that
this?
just randomly joined us. But you have anything else to say about the weed topic of the pandemic? Well, now we're gonna move on to the major one, vaping. Okay, I'm gonna say one thing now. I have been vaping for definitely for at least 6 years. Since the pens. That's when I used to. When I started vaping, it was just the pens. It was a simple tank and a pen.
What the hell is this?
And there wasn't too many flavors or crazy nicotines out yet. But I feel like vaping's worse than cigarettes. I feel like vaping is the. I feel like vaping is the biggest problem with this epidemic, and the reason I say that is because of vapes, you can now put drugs in any type of drug in any type of device as long as you put it in there properly, or even rig it up correctly. Like with vapes, you can literally put anything in them, and I feel like that's not the only reason they're the biggest problem. But one false fact I want to get out of the way now: metal does not go in your lungs because you vape. Metal will come from the vape. If you burn the shit out of the coil, damage the coil, or damage the product where the metal is. Yes, they are metal devices and they use electronic to generate heat and stuff, but metal only shoots into your lungs. Bits of metal only shoot into your lungs if you burn the coils and shit, and that's what
Baby,
breaks
I'm following you.
And I just want to get that out of the way now, because that's the biggest false claim that I've done many research on. They have said many times is not the vapes themselves.
Where
It's
are we
improper. It's
going?
right here in this green circle. You gotta stay in it for 53 seconds. But other than that, vaping is not better than cigarettes. It is not a safer alternative. It can get you off cigarettes if you know how to drop nicotine levels, but the disposables and pod systems are the main issue in Epidemic. And I remember when the Juul first came out, that thing's so small you can hide it anywhere. You can charge it anywhere because it's small as shit, and the charger's small as shit. And it does look like a fucking USB. Like, if you're a dumb parent, like me as a parent, of course I would notice it's a fucking vape. But as like just the average norm parent who doesn't really, focus on their kids that much, aren't gonna be able to tell it's a vape. Dumb it, like it's very easily mistakable. What?
My house is low.
I'm watching your help. I told you that. If I felt like you need to be safe, I would come help. But it's just the fact these vapes are so easy to hide, and you can put anything in them. I feel like they're so much more dangerous.
Yeah, I put my vape in my titty.
Well, you girls have advantage with that. You girls can literally hide it, like, there, and they can't check legally.
No, they can.
They're not going.
Apparently, in our school, when you first sign the paper, they can literally make you get undressed whenever they want if they feel you have unsuspicious activity.
But who's really going to do that?
I had a couple of friends that got fully naked in front of an officer.
I would tell
And they got caught.
I would tell an officer, fuck you. You can just suspend me. I'm not getting naked in front of the school. Now, here's another thing in the pandemic. I'm going to say this before we get into why I feel vaping's the worst, besides the facts I've already stated.
It was actually low-key nice having the pandemic, because I turned off my camera anytime I wanted to.
I'm talking about the academic. I'm going to say academic of vaping.
I thought you swear you said
I did say pandemic. I'm going to say the academic of vaping. But here's the main problem with vaping. Schools have gotten so much more anal and stricter with their rules as literally okay, I can understand how dangerous these things are. They are dangerous. I've even stated myself they're not safer than cigarettes. But in my opinion, if you are smoking or consuming anything, and school forces us to go as it is, so we should be allowed to do as we fucking please, because we're forced against our will, against our rights to go, and we're forced to sign these papers. What do you expect? You put two people in the room that don't like each other, you expect them to stay friendly the whole fucking time? It's a human instinct. They're going to fight. That's why school's bullshit. But vaping, yes, I vape myself, and it is extremely dangerous. Compared to a couple years I smoked straight cigarettes, and a couple years I smoked vape, I could still run when I smoke cigarettes. Now that I vape, I can barely run a fucking mile without having to put all my energy into it. I can ride a bike just fine, but I can't run for shit. And I'll just say that now, vaping is definitely way more dangerous, definitely takes down a lot more lung power, and is significantly more stronger and addictive. But schools have just gone out of their way to just make school look like prison. Completely checking a bag for a vape, that's a problem. Like, if you have to get 2 police officers...
I can't put anything in the pot.
If you have to get 2 police officers to search a kid's bag for a vape, that's just fucking pathetic. It's a fucking vape, dude. And the ridiculousness that they're making people completely stripped just so you can find a vape to send them out for a drug test and shit, that's just ridiculous. Like, it's really stupid. Like, when I was in school, I told them, don't even search my bag, just send me out. Just give me my punishments, just send me the fuck out. I don't fucking care. Like... It's stupid. It's really fucking stupid. And yeah, vaping is...
Where's all the zombies gonna be coming from?
I don't know. And vaping is definitely the biggest problem with this epidemic. Like, it's so concealable, hideable. There's so many different flavors. It definitely does appeal to the youth more knowing that there's those flavors available. And now they have no nicotine ones out, which just make it even, like, just more fucked. Like, literally, it just gives you an excuse to smoke the flavors. Like, literally, you can now start to tell that, you know, they're not wrong. These flavors are targeted towards kids. And that's why there's non-nicotine ones. So, basically, their parents who are buying their kids nicotine products, when they go get their nic, they can get the non-nic ones and just hand them out the package and not even tell them. And they don't think it's nicotine. Because of the, you know, I forget what it's exactly called. The the bozo or something like the pozo or something like that effect. Where basically if you smoke on something or drink something that's labeled that, looks like that, you're gonna feel the effects through a emotional way. Through, like, you're just gonna feel it, but it's not actually being felt, it's just your brain giving you false, you know. However, how the human body works, you can do, if you want, we can do a discussion on that, but if we do, I'm gonna have to do a lot of fucking research. But vaping is the biggest cause of epidemic, and it's just... Vaping is literally what's gonna... I feel like that's what's actually gonna kill people. Cigarettes, you can smoke for hundreds of years and not die and just have some minor damages and maybe cancer from smoking so long. And dip is worse than cigarettes. Like, cigarettes is the least out of the tobacco products that are dangerous. Smoking out of a hookah and shit is not nearly as dangerous as doing dip and vaping. Like, a cigarette, but vaping, like, we don't even have a whole lifetime worth of research for it yet. No one has started vaping at a young, like, a lot of people have started vaping at a young age, but no one has got to, like, the death point or any of that stuff. Like, it hasn't got that far to where people have lived, like, this, vaping has not been around for over 100 years, where we have hundreds of years of research of full specimens and stuff. But I feel like vaping is something that will kill people faster than smoking because of the nicotine levels, how they draw, the mods, the power. It's just everything about it. And, you know, I would say vaping is not allowed in school. And I'm going by how, like, society works, like, with the age restrictions. It should definitely be 21 or older to get vapes. But in my opinion, smoking or consuming anything is bad for you, and you know that going into it. There's warnings all over our shit when we buy it. And it's quite fucking annoying knowing I've been smoking for over 10 years and there's all these fucking warning labels. And the thing is, I feel like there shouldn't be an age restriction at all, and school shouldn't say shit at all, because it's your choice to smoke. It's literally your choice. It's a luxury. It's not a need. It's a luxury. If we want to smoke, it is our choice. And I'm not going to start a protest for smoking rights, because that's just fucking ridiculous. I'm not really going to push that as a voice in my content. I just touched on the subject to talk about it and the ridiculousness of it. I think it's just a joke that there's even an age restriction on it. Like, either way, out of all these things, despite that certain things are harder and easier to get, there's a way to get a hold of anything in this world. Kids can get a hold of AK-47s if they want to. We have the internet at our disposal and crazy-ass dealers and black web market sellers. If you really want a gun or any type of drug, it is not that hard to get at all. It's actually, quite frankly, easy. Now, I'm saying if you don't have the resources of a phone or a laptop or a console or something where you can access the internet,
Why is it counting down?
Huh?
Why is it counting down?
Next wave.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, every wave's going to count down.
Didn't know that. Just noticed it.
But like vaping is definitely like the worst out of all. But I'm just saying overall, you can get anything. It don't matter. Like I don't understand why there's so many laws and restrictions when people are just going to keep doing it. At this point, you're keeping it around for money to get
Oh shit.
vaping and cigarettes and drinking restrictions on getting, having, consuming, and the school restrictions just so the cities, states, towns, and schools make more money off of finding people for having it. And that's my full honest belief. But I do believe vaping is one of the biggest problems in the youth. I can probably name about like 10 different fucking shops that I can go and get a pack of cigarettes, a vape, or anything from. And with the things of CBD, THC, Delta 8 THC, and lots of other alternatives to smoking, and even lots of alternatives to smoking like weed. There's so many things. School is never going to be able to end this. This is just going to be, it doesn't matter if it gets banned, because as I said, there's a black web market. People can still get the blueberry enjoy pods and stuff that are illegal in my state. You can still get them from other states. So what I'm saying is that it don't matter if you ban in every single state. It's already been on the market. People have wholesale and big stocks of it. It's never going away. This is one pandemic that is just going to increasingly get worse, and nothing's going to be able to be done about it without angering crowds of people and causing chaos. But vaping is definitely the demon of this, and I feel like it's worse than some of the harder substances out there, believe it or not, just because we don't know much about it. It's an electronic cigarette. It's heating at some type of level with electronics to give us our nicotine fix of it, and makes it taste good too. So like, it's definitely way more advanced. And all I could know, years down the road, they could come out with vapes that are definitely less deadly and actually better than cigarettes, and making actually nicotine consumption 100% safe. That could be a possibility one day, that nicotine consumption becomes fully illegal because they have made it 100% safe, like, consuming sugar or something.
Anytime I see that green dude, I think it's a fucking zombie.
They're all zombies.
I go and shoot at him. No, the dude that's with us.
Oh. Now, babe.
Because some zombies are green.
Now, baby, how do you feel about the vaping part of this pandemic? Okay, what's your opinions on it and stuff?
Pandemic?
Academic, whatever the hell it is. You know what I'm talking about.
Okay, restate the question.
How do you overall feel about age restrictions, the product itself, and everything about vaping? State your full 100% opinion.
I definitely feel like you should be like 21 to smoke this shit. I'm sorry I keep shooting at you.
Continue.
I got a beating headache, so I'm trying to think. Hold on. I need a sip of my juice.
Now, just saying while she's thinking, so basically to touch about these weekly discussions, if you guys have a topic you would like me to go over, I will go out of the time to research topics for the video to discuss with you guys. You just gotta leave it in the comments, social media comments, private DM, give me ideas, because I will eventually, after a season, or maybe after like 3 seasons of doing this, 10 episodes each, I'm gonna run out of ideas. I'm gonna run out of shit to bitch about, let alone ideas. I'm not too unhappy about like everything that's going on in the world. It's mainly just the major problems where I can cover multiple problems in one video. Like, there's a lot of things I'm against and shit, a lot of topics I go over, but there's only so many. So if you guys have anything, it's a weekly discussion. It can be about outer space. I don't give a fuck. Give me a homework assignment. Oh well, I get to play video games either way. But any topics that you guys should just leave them in the comments. These videos will be anywhere from 30 to 45 minutes long, and it'll be released on Wednesday every other week. And then me and Ryan will be collabing the other weeks to make content, and that'll probably be pushed back because of editing time and stuff like that. But this video is a backlog video, so it will be an older one posted on my channel, about a week to 2 old before posted. Just so you know. But to end off this video, baby, give them your opinion on not just the age restrictions, about how you feel about the product itself, like how deadly you think it is or how non-deadly it is. And just like overall how you feel about vaping as a whole, basically. Just discuss every little thing about it like I did.
I don't know really how. I don't know.
Okay, well, do you feel it's more dangerous than cigarettes?
Oh yeah.
Do you have any reasons why?
I don't know, cause Cause some companies are just dickheads. That's why.
Well, some companies just put deadly shit in there to make it more addictive.
Yeah, That's what I'm talking about. Some companies are just dickheads.
I feel like every product that should be on shelves should be FDA approved. It should definitely be tested.
I'm sorry, green dude. I'm sorry.
I feel like the pandemic would be less worse and less people. The people who die from vapes is improper usage and also certain companies what they put in them. Like, there's no one dying off of the regular fucking flares or enjoys or anything like that's FDA approved or a mainstream product that's trusted. Because I use some products that aren't FDA approved, and it's because they're trusted brands that have been around for years. There's under the table selling products. There's lots of them. Lots of companies that are very low key that sell under the table.
I'm fucked up. I'm just a little.
And also that gas stations have always carried cigarettes and shit. Though another reason why I say this pandemic's not going away, there's always going to be a place that doesn't ID because they need to make more money.
You keep saying
and
pandemic,
there's always going to be, some type of smoking product. Smoking's been American culture for generations to go and to come.
The fuck's
And
shooting
every
at
corner store, every gas station, and basically every fucking Walmart sells cigarettes and vape products. There is always going to be somewhere kids can steal them from or get someone to buy them or buy themselves because they don't ID because they want money.
The hell's shooting at me?
What have you thought of anything, baby, to say?
No, I'm sorry. I'm not.
I guess when we bring the next discussion, I'll give you a piece of paper and write down your thoughts beforehand.
Yeah, I'm not really good with the put your shit out there type thing. I have to take a couple, I don't know, 20 minutes to think about all the questions. Unless if I have it wrote down. Then.
So what are some of the
I could just read off a piece of paper.
What are some of the effects that happen to you when you transition from vaping to cigarettes, if any?
I don't know.
I definitely notice a big, larger shortness of breath.
I feel like I was always out of breath though.
I used to be able to run for miles, but now I can't.
Oh, yeah. Fuck.
What made you switch from...
Oh, shit!
What made you switch from vaping to cigarettes? Well, cigarettes from vaping.
Huh?
What made you switch from vaping to cigarettes to vaping?
I basically because I didn't feel like lighting a cigarette. I'd rather just charge my battery.
Yeah, that helps my argument about how vaping definitely appeals way more to the youth.
Because I'm too lazy to ash and light up a fucking cigarette. I'd rather just hit it and fucking be done. Oh, sorry.
That's one of the things that makes the pandemic worse is they're so easy concealable and easy to clean up. It's just an easier, cleaner way of consuming nicotine. So that's why.
I just think it's funny how you keep saying pandemic.
I know. It's just because I'm so used to saying it. I don't know if it's considered academic or academic. Oh my god, I can't pronounce shit.
Academic is a freaking school.
I ain't fucking know how to fully pronounce this, and if I do spell it wrong or anything, there's comments for you guys to bitch at me for.
These AirPods are hurting my ears, but I really like this song.
Oh, we're getting an easy boss wave. We got all money, jackpot wave.
What does that mean?
We got all money, so that means that we can bosses. But we got money for beforehand.
Oh, we got money again.
Yeah, that's a good thing. But I feel like as we go through the generations of school and shit, and I feel like vaping's just gonna be not just a more profitable business, but it's just gonna have a high up increase over the year of users, and it's just gonna keep going up. I feel like vaping will never go away or be fully banned.
Babe, they're coming this way.
But pretty much, I'm just gonna pretty much start to end this video off with the main reason I went over this topic is just to bring it to attention that vaping and other things are problems and that schools should be focusing on less shit than they are because they're just not going to stop people from smoking. Like, you literally can bags check people as soon as they walk through your door, they'll just drop the fuck out. And, that's just you guys creating more fucking worthless pieces of shit for the world. That's, pretty much your guys' fault. And I'm definitely probably going to do my next topic on school, because I just have so much shit to say that's against school.
Yeah, I'm bored.
You're bored? You say you're bored? Babe?
Yeah, I'm waiting for the people.
But just to say, I feel like the best way to control this in a positive way is to switch up the restrictions and focus on what's actually possible to kill people. And, you know, they have been making weed legal and shit, but I think it should be pushed that kids should be allowed to smoke in school. And I'm talking about high school, not middle school. This is high school I'm talking about. And the reason I say this is not just because I'm 18 years old and, you know, I just got out of school. I'm saying this as, like, you would cause less issues, and also you're just violating people's rights, in my opinion, by telling them they can't smoke. Like, it's our choice to put shit in our body and our choice to speak, and freedom of speech and a lot of that kind of shit is really suppressed these days because of the sensitive fucking generation. But, you know, it's just going to be an ongoing problem. That's basically what it's going to be. Vaping is going to be an ongoing problem that's never going to go away, and so will be drinking, smoking, and hard substances. But there's definitely been a decline in drinking and hard substances over the duration of time. But this is pretty much where we're going to cap off the video. We completed 2 missions for you guys, let alone put out the discussion. I hope you guys enjoyed this topic. Now, it was a kind of a repetitive topic, and the reason why is because it is a repetitive topic. It's something that is not really talked about that much more, and has a lot of research out on it, so that's also why I chose it. It's kind of something that's been touched on a lot, so pretty much I can just do a bulk video of everything, and as I said, all the things I named off. And yeah, I feel like vaping also has...
Does no one stay in the circle? Where did everyone
and
go?
the one last comment I want to leave, vaping actually, I feel like also being able to vape weed too has brought a decline in bringing weapons to school and causing violence. Vaping has definitely calmed down the youth, but it's just not safe. I feel like, you know, cigarettes and smoking weed is safer than vaping. Like, I feel like you could drink, smoke cigarettes, smoke weed, and your body would be in better condition than you vaping every single day for the same duration of time the person's doing the other thing. But we're going to end it off here. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Please go down the description below and go and follow all socials and add me on Snap and all that stuff. If anyone wants to discuss anything about collabs or anything, just DM me on any of those socials. I will answer. And babe, you want to say anything to say goodbye? Any shout outs or anything? Also, her stuff will be in the description too.
All I know is my eardrum hurts.
Well, appreciate you guys watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, drop by Twitch, and drop me a follow. Me and Haley would love to see you guys come by. And what's it called? If you guys want to see other previous discussions, they will be kept on my channel. The last one's still up about how work can treat you like complete shit. So if you guys are interested in other topics, and most topics I will cover without recommendations are topics on very controversial stuff and things I feel should be spoken about. But other than that, guys, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Go so.
Sorry for the echoing. We're also in the same room. I had to say that. I can hear the echoing.
The echo's because you can hear me. It's not actually through the mic.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's just because you hear me. It sounds like echo. Because you can hear me from a close distance.
Well, they can probably hear me from over there.
Only if you got
like
loud.
Screaming hella fucking loud.
It's only if you get.
I was screaming.
Yeah, we got loud. They'll hear that doubled, but that's about it. But we're gonna end it off there. Thank you guys for watching. We appreciate it. As I said, drop by Twitch, drop a follow, like, comment, subscribe, and